All right. Are we recording?
Yep, you're all recording. You're good to go.
Okay. So we are super excited. For those of you that don't know, my name is Rachel Pence, and this is Anna. She's below me, but I don't know where she is for everybody else. And we randomly came up with a party boot camp, a booking boot camp over the last month of just brainstorming. And we wanted just tonight to get you guys excited to go over some details, the why parties are so important, and really why we just wanted to do this, what our thoughts were, what our thought process was, all the things, so we can all be on the same page to start. So I will leave more of the logistical part of it to Anna because she's better at that than me, and I'll forget things. But I just want to explain the original brainchild of this. So what our intentions of with this 9 days or whatever is to get you guys partying, to get you the tools to book the parties, to do the parties, to flip the parties. All of the things. And why it's so important is because in the hyper growth that we've had over the last almost year now, believe it or not, people have gotten very comfortable with using LTOs and the people that they already know and all of the things to have their sales. In the pre-hyper growth days, which a lot of our consultants have never seen. A lot of you guys came around during hyper growth or really started your business. You really got, dove into your business during hyper growth. So some of you guys have no idea what I'm even talking about. But before hyper growth, it was very different in the sense that if you wanted to consistently build your network, you had to party. That's the way that I built my business. That's the way that Anna built her business. And I know a lot of the, superstar directors and star directors, all of, the leaders, a lot of them built their business that way, by partying and building their network through parties. And it's great to build your network through the LTOs and not build your network, but have sales through the LTOs and through your follow-up and all of those things. But that well does run dry eventually, because if you're only using those 20 or 30 people to get your sales from, those 20 or 30 people are going to stop. They're going to stop using Cincy for whatever reason. They're going to join. They're going to, whatever. They're going to join. What, you see what I'm saying? They're going to do other things other than want to buy from you all the time. So you want to constantly be building and expanding your network to where you always have new people, which are going to be your new recruits, your new customers, your new hosts, all of the things. And the best way to get those is through parties. So that's what every single day this week, we're going to present you guys a different type of party. And my face is so big and it's throwing me off. I got to make my face smaller. But a different type of party, whether it's home parties, online parties, fundraising, whatever it may be, we want to present you with a different style of those parties and all of the ins and outs of those parties to where you can constantly build that network. Because if you're wanting to earn incentives, if you're wanting to promote up the ladder, all of the things, then the parties are where it's at. And so many people just aren't doing them, have never done them, aren't comfortable doing them, scared to do them, don't have any idea how to do them, all of the things, because people have gotten so comfortable in hypergrowth. And we're at a point now where parties are going to make the difference, in my personal opinion, which I don't know if everybody believes this, but it's what I believe 100%. I know Anna's on the same page, that parties are going to be the things that makes the difference in the people that stick around long-term after hypergrowth. If people aren't partying, then their wells are going to run dry and they're not going to know what to do. And they're not going to know where to go to get these new customers. So if you're wanting to be around long-term, if you're wanting to be a Cincy lifer, you've got to learn to party. You've got to get uncomfortable, start asking, start doing, and start flipping those parties to where you have that network of new people. And that's what we're going to do this week. We're going to learn all about that stuff. So I'm going to hand it to Anna for the logistical part of it and her dib, and then we'll go back and forth.
Well, I mean, honestly, and Rachel said it best. Partying is what's going to get people into your funnel. And maybe that's a foreign term to you, but think of your business as you've got a funnel where people are coming in, and there's a small trickle that's coming out on the other end of people who are joining your team. But if you're constantly focused on the people who you already know and you're already selling to, your business is not going to continue to grow organically. Yes, we have a little bit of referrals that happen and you meet new people along the way, but the best way to do that is to have somebody who parties for you and you meet their people, and then somebody at that party books and then you meet their people, and then you know what I'm saying? That's the biggest thing. So that's why we really want to focus on getting you guys as many parties as possible, fundraisers, home parties. A lot of you have never done a home party. I mean, that's crazy to think, because it's been such a crazy and different year. So this week, the way we're going to run all of this after tonight, Starting tomorrow, everything is going to run on Sensi time. I figured that's just the easiest way to do it. So Mountain Standard Time, we'll do a morning session, an afternoon session, an evening session. So 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Now, if you are struggling with the whole time zone thing, I did create a little map that you can take a look at, whether you need to add a couple hours or subtract some to figure out what time the videos are. Remember, they are recorded, so not everyone has the luxury to be able to be home and watch those things, or have a kid out of the house that's not bothering you all the time when you're trying to work. So these things will be recorded. You will be able to go back and watch them. If somebody has something profound and you think, oh gosh, I got to watch that again, you can totally watch that again. This stuff will always be here. So in the future, if you have a new teamie who needs to learn more about booking, you could totally add them here later. This group is never going away. If our guest speakers have any types of files or anything that they need to share, images, all of that can be uploaded here in the group. So you'll be able to print off things like fundraiser files, which I know Jacqueline Roy will probably have some fundraiser files to share with us. So that's all going to be available to you. So we'll have speakers Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Sunday and Monday. Sunday is how to book. Monday is talking about flipping the parties, because ultimately that's where you're headed. Every single customer, every single party host, your goal is to get them on your team. I don't care how great of a customer or host they are, your goal is to get them on your team. So that's ultimately where we're going. And then we'll have a bonus day for you on, what is it, Tuesday, Rachel?
Yeah. But it's a surprise. So we're not telling you. So stay tuned for what Tuesday is. It's going to be really good. It's going to be really fun. And it's going to be really income producing. So make sure that you stay tuned.
Yeah. I promise you are not going to miss out on the times, because Rachel has done a really good job of creating some graphics to remind you of who's coming up next day or who's coming up next personally. So yes, I keep saying 10, 2, and 7, but we won't let you miss out. Okay.
Yeah. And make sure that your notifications on. That's another logistical part of it, is making sure your notifications are on for the group, because Facebook doesn't automatically turn them on. So if you want notified every time that there's a post or every time that somebody goes live, make sure those notifications are on, and then Facebook will also alert you in case you don't remember.
Right. Because all of this is live video. It's not Zoom, so it'll all be right there. So even if you jump in a couple minutes late, it'll all be right there within that page.
Yeah. So it'll all be there, but yeah, so that's really that's the purpose. We want to get you guys doing these, things that are going to create residual income and long-term wealth for you guys, which we 100%, and I know most people that are Cincy lifers that have been around for a while believe that comes from parties, and it may be uncomfortable, and we're going to offer you guys tons of different viewpoints. And that's why we have, instead of one speaker on each topic, that's why we set it up to where there's 3 speakers on each topic, to where you're getting lots and lots of different options. I know tomorrow for the online, I know Kimberly has something set up that's totally different than what I'm presenting on for online. I know that the Get Off Facebook Day, Chastity is presenting on something totally different than Megan and Joy. So you're going to get all of these different perspectives and all of these different ways to run the parties. And please don't look at it as what I say is the Bible, or what Anna says is the Bible, or what anybody else says is the Bible, and that you can't change it. We want to give you all of these different options to where you can look at it and you can say, like, I want to pull a little bit of Kimberly's online party, a little bit of Rachel's, and a little bit of Emily's, pull them together and create my ideal Facebook party. Same thing with fundraising, same thing with all of these different topics. We want you guys to take different perspectives, different point of views, to where you can create what works for you and then run with it and change it. And some things, we may not give you all of the tools in one day, but, give you a good starting point and a good, foundation for you to create these systems and these parties that really, really work for you and are really, good income generating things and lead generation. That's the thing is with parties, is it's not about the specific sale. And this is a big thing with home parties specifically, is it's not about the sale. It's about the leads. It's about the long-term things that come from you showing up and you being there, and meeting those people. And the same thing with online parties is talking to people and adding them on Facebook, and the same thing with the text parties, adding them to your mailing list, and all of these things to generate these leads. That the $20 sale or the $30 six pack are pennies compared to the long-term effects of one good customer and that you're going to meet at a party. And I can tell you personally that a lot of the directors that are speaking that are on my team in my organization, it came from that. And one that I can think of specifically is Nikki Henry, that's speaking this next week. I would have never known her if I wouldn't have done a home party. And I would have never known her if I wouldn't have done a home party that I ended up meeting her at the third home party at. And now she's one of my directors. So these parties are crucial for long-term success, residual income, and building that wealth beyond the $30 six pack. For all of the right reasons. That's why we want you guys partying. And that's what we want to teach you guys, exactly how to do it, all of the ins and outs, all of the point of views, all of the things. So we're excited. We hope it's good. We're excited.
Super excited.
I know that some of our speakers are here. Do any of our speakers want to hop on and throw in a hype reel or anything?
Not everybody at once.
You don't have to. Figured we'd open it up. But yeah, so it's going to be good. It's going to be exciting for all of the right reasons. And we hope you guys learned something. Yeah, hop on, Chastity. Unmute Chastity. She wants to hop on. For all of the right reasons. I mean, we just want you guys doing the things that are going to benefit you long-term, opposed to the one Easter collection sale. You know what I mean? Like, that's not the goal, is Easter collection sales and LTOs. The goal is long-term customers, long-term recruits, long-term, hostesses.
Absolutely. And everything that Rachel and Anna were saying is literally just key. I feel like it's been super easy for everyone that has joined since March of last year to get sales and do the things super, super easily. And now I feel like people are starting to see like, oh, well, what am I going to do now? You have to continue to grow your customer base. You have to continue to grow your business. And I came up with the idea of text parties about, I guess it was probably 2 years ago. It was the spring before COVID hit. So, and it was because I realized that I had recruited all of my best customers and was like, I need more people or my business is going to die. And I know that for me, I was so honored to be asked to present on this, but I also know how important it is because superstar directors are in the exact same boat as brand new consultants. We always have to be growing our business on a consistent basis or your business will die. And I think it's super important for you guys to hear all of the different perspectives, because you don't have to be me. You don't need to be Rachel. You don't need to be Anna. You need to figure out what's going to work for you and for your people, because texting isn't going to work for my grandma that lives in Alabama and needing to get all these orders. It's just not going to work for her. It's never going to be the thing. She can't even figure out how to send me a gift. But sending her a payday party pack would be better because I've given her all of the written out instructions and she can smell testers and everything's good to go. And I hope that you guys are as excited as we are and are just ready to take all the notes. But also on that note, guys, you're going to get so many different ideas. And so your brain is just going to be overloading. Take the notes, but don't try to do everything at one time. Don't try to do everything at one time. Take what you can do and run with it and leave those other ideas for later, because you don't have to do everything. You just need to make sure that you can do one thing well. So try to implement one thing at a time, but partying is the way that you are going to be successful. This is a party plan business. There's no way to continue to grow your customer base without it. But thank you guys so much for inviting me and doing this, because this is just amazing.
Well, thanks. We're excited. We're super excited that you're going to do it. We were thinking, we're like, who do we got to ask? We're like, we got to ask Chastity. She does a text party.
Yes.
We got to ask her. So yeah.
And that's perfect advice on not trying to do everything. A reminder, everything is going to be in this group. You can come back to it at any time. So
Yep. Focus on, like she said, I love the focus on one thing, because focus on one thing and do it really, really well. And then you have all of these other options for down the road. And I also loved how Chastity said, when you stop growing, your business starts dying. And it's the truth 100%. And I know that we have a lot of directors that are in DQ within all of our organizations, not just mine, not just Anna's, not just Chastity's, within all of our organizations. We have a lot of directors that are in DQ. And I know that not everybody's a director, but everybody has to keep growing or your business starts dying. And as soon as you stop moving, it's when things start to go backwards, and you don't feel it at the beginning. You might be okay, and you might still kind of be, riding that fall wave, but eventually you're going to feel it. And you're going to look up and you're going to be like, oh crap, what do I do? Like, what do I do now? I got no customers. All of my good hosts are recruits. Now, what do I do? And this is where you start. And those of you that came in during hypergrowth or at the beginning of hypergrowth, or like I said, started your business in hypergrowth, this is a really pivotal moment for you, because this is where you're going to hit up all those customers and say, hey, why don't we host a party? And a lot of them are going to say yes. A lot of them are going to say yes because you've not asked them before. Because a lot of you guys aren't asking because you're not comfortable and you don't know what to do. So this is going to be really good for you guys and really great. And just like Chastity said in the comments, it's a 90-day cycle. And there's a reason why they have these incentives set up the way that they do. And this is kind of going off on a tangent. This is why we said maybe a half hour, but this is kind of going off, but this is why it makes sense. I promise. Okay. I promise it makes sense. This is why Cincy is very smart with the way that they do the incentives. They want you earning this incentive to where when it comes August or July, whenever we start the next incentive, you're prepared, because what you do today directly affects your business in 30 days or 90 days or 60 days. So what you're doing now, the sales you're getting now, the people you're meeting from those home parties or online parties or fundraisers or whatever today with the program we're doing now is what's going to get you on a top 100 trip in the fall or get you to your director promotion in the fall. What you're doing right now matters so much more than what you're doing in September, October, and November. I know it kind of seems backwards because that's the busy season, but I promise you, what you're doing now matters so much more than what you're doing then. And what you're doing now is what's going to get you in the position to earn those incentive trips come fall. If you're sitting down and taking a break right now, you will not earn top level of the next incentive trip. I promise you. And I know that sounds super, super blunt, but I promise. We are trying to plant the seeds now to where you are ready come fall. These customers you're going to meet at that text party and that fundraiser are your future hosts and your future recruits to earn that 6,000 whatever sponsoring points that you're going to need in the fall. This is important. And we want you guys in the best position to have the best businesses in 2021 and beyond. And it's by partying. Hands down. It just got really quiet.
I mean, I was thinking, I'm like, gosh, she's just covering it all. It's really good. I mean, it's all the truth. So
Sorry.
I think with all that said, we'll go ahead and end recording, and anybody who has questions, you're more than welcome to stick around and ask some questions, and the recording will be posted later tonight. So for those of you watching this back, we're excited to have you with us, and we're excited to get started tomorrow. So,
and if you're watching back, we'll post the link to the booking blitz and the memo thing, whatever it is. If you're watching it back 6 months from now,
yeah.
anyone watch the videos.
Yes. Okay.
Description. That's the word. Description.
Yes.